Alfred came home late tonight, around 1 a.m. He was a little drunk for drinking that lousy baseball beer, which he drank till the 7th inning last call. Fenway Park is a beautiful ballpark. When he got home, Alfred cracked open a Budweiser, and as evidence of his elevated state, he searched for a cigar. He found one on top of the Random House unabridged dictionary. He found a lighter in a vase by the window, but it was flintless. He soaked the cigar in his mouth unlit. He turned on the working color TV and watched Furniture Warehouse clearing ads. What channel is this? He wondered as the ads went on and on, giving great detailed descriptions on seemingly endless dinettes, bedroom sets, recliners, sofa sleepers, stereo consoles. Oh Christ, I must be having a nightmare, he exclaims and turns off the telly. Alfred winds up to play our piano. It's nearly 2, and opens another beer. He and his beer in the Random House go out to the hammock. He turns on the bug zapper. It's an old one. He bought it at an estate sale. You could touch it if you were stupid enough, because it didn't have any of the protective grating to save idiots from bumping into it. The bugs took every opportunity to extinguish themselves, some of them taking 2 or 3 tries to get the effective final blow. Alfred was hypnotized by the determination. How is it that he got on for so long with all of his bouncing at the gratelessness? Welcome back, you fat wet fart. Do you have any underwear that's less than 30 years old? You sicken me, you complacent jar of sour pudding. And you and your beer, stupid poetic waxing of bugs in their grand march. How fucking profoundly esoteric. You're a filthy diaper sentimentality shit stinking house full of unchanging past. So you got a formula, have you? You got a great spot in your civilized terror of a history. When you go, no one will notice the stain of your withering flesh no longer filling out your pear-shaped clothing. Alfred wakes with a start, spills a bit of beer. One particular bug spent quite a long time with his flurry to the irresistible blue-black light. It woke him out of an invisible, uncomfortable sleep. He stands up out of the hammock and turns the bug light off. Sorry, folks, you'll have to find some other means. Alfred finishes his no deposit, no return beer and moves into the living room to turn off the flapping piano player. He then goes upstairs to the toilet and to sleep, leaving the moist, smelly cigar on the wicker table by the hammock. One guy at work heard me tell my Ralphie Loves Amy story about a dozen times. Hey man, you're stopping everybody with that story. Look at the smile on him, will ya? That was Robert. He gets a kick out of me. Yeah, so what do you say to her what does she say to you? John at work wants to know. Well, I said I love you and she says I love you. Aren't you worried about somebody porking her down in Italy? He wants to know. Nah, pork's more popular in Germany, where she's eating black bread and Nutella. Bless her heart, she's eating. As far as changing goes, I haven't changed. The way we look at each other may certainly change as the dynamics of our love affair unfold. My theory is that your needs will change as you press through your 20s, and that my adaptations will be fitting for a boy pressing his way through his 30s. I hope, as I sit here speaking to you, that I will always be an appropriate companion. You're not to be limited, but I will gladly look both ways before you cross the street. I'm special even though I do stupid things, irksome things, self-destructive things. I love all the opportunity involved in turning my back on the accepted gray suit solid future. I'm not afraid of turning around again to face it and accept my part in it either. Sweaty cook, sweating out meals and philosophy, endlessly cutting myself, endlessly burning myself, endlessly imagining what's going on in the stomachs, hearts, and minds of the folks upstairs, whining and dining, and paying my rent. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. How you doing?
I'm doing fine.
All right, good.
I'm enjoying reading this out because I haven't. This will be the first time that it's all. Just running through it is a good thing.
All right.
Good fun.
Run through it.
Run through it.
Run through it.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, let me move first.
Okay.
For some reason, I've lost my cigarette. And that's the stuff.
I have some. Maybe I have yours.
I just bought a whole pack of cigarettes. killing myself, too.
Uh-huh.
Oh, well. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Keep
Go ahead.
reading.
Sure.
Okay.
Keep right on reading. You want to lean back against that thing there instead of sitting forward like that?
This is
That's fine.
This is fine. This is crouch.
Okay.
You know, works out good.
Makes you look like a young Buddha.
Uh-huh. The Buddha haircut.
With a young Buddha haircut, yeah.
The Band-Aid on my nose. Glasses are too heavy.
That'll teach you to hit all this stuff. And I'm gonna run around and figure out what I do with my practice.
Yeah. Try to find them, because I don't have any, I can't roll any of my own. I didn't bring any papers, which is really unusual. Not too unusual. It's kind of like, I was leaving the house without one thing or another.
I guess there's a paper bag here with a pack of cigarettes in it. But I forget what I did with the paper bag.
Could it be that plastic bag over there in the corner?
No.
No. Today Alfred's going shopping. Of course he doesn't need anything, but he may buy some groceries after wandering around in town. He drives down the small highway to the interstate, which leads him to the mall, Sears and Roebuck, where he buys a new oil filter and a case of 30-weight oil. After putting his purchases into the trunk of the car, he strolls to the main mall entrance. First thing on his list is some chocolate chip ice cream. With this in hand, he moves to a bench, offering him a fine spot to view passers-by. He smiles and offers polite comments to young mothers. He winks at young potential mothers. He complains and flirts with grandmothers. One even deigns to taste his ice cream. Experience, huh? Next he goes to Anderson Little to try on sports jackets until a salesman asks, "May I help you?" "No thanks, just looking." But he's had enough mall foolery and goes into the small city for dinner. Alfred goes to a small bar restaurant where he's not stopped before, sits down, has one at a table for two, facing the television at the bar. The waitress, a college girl, takes his order for a beer and retreats after a few pleasant comments were exchanged between the two. "How's business?" "Slow, haha. The weather is on, and Alfred studies it as though he may be paying attention. But actually, he's more interested in his beer and the small crowd compacted into this tiny establishment. After dinner, he paid his waitress, tipped her, and moved to the bar where he drank Pernod with revelers till the place closed. During his stay there, he was entertained by a group of boisterous young men and women. "Hey, old man, what are you drinking? Yuck, yuck. Panther-piss, youngster, distilled before you were born. Yuck, yucks all around." And they all got friendly drunk together. Hey, a guy goes into a cafe and orders coffee without cream. The waiter comes back and says, we don't got cream. Can you have it without milk?" "Ha ha ha, yuck, yuck." Alfred buys a crowd of 2 men and 3 women a round of drinks. "Thanks, honey," one of the girls kisses into his ear. The laughing is getting silly, but not too stupid, in respect maybe for the old man, Alfred, who didn't have his own drink refreshed. Instead, he ordered black coffee to sit beside the Pernod. He visited the men's room to test his legs. He didn't swerve. He felt quite sober. Alfred bid his company good night. "Good night, Alfred," everyone chirps. He got a kiss from each of the young women, albeit on the cheek. He blushed, much to his amusement, and their giggling. On his way home, he stopped at a 24-hour donut shop for dessert. He flirted avuncularly, politely, with the ugly woman serving him fresh black coffee and plain donuts. She was very pleasant.